13th, oh no, of January. I'm Stephen Ridgway. With a bit of luck, Eliza will be joining us shortly. She's currently not online. So, I thought I'd kick off with an update to the Royal Mail. The trouble the Royal Mail are having at the moment. So the cyber attack on the Royal Mail hit the news yesterday, sort of earlier in the week. It appeared late yesterday that Lockbit, the Lockbit ransomware encryptor, was being used to in the ransomware attack. However, there are some doubts as to whether it's the normal team behind Lockbit that have been responsible for this particular attack. They apparently claim it isn't them. And it is also true that their toolkit was leaked on Twitter last year, so it may well be another group. Just bear with me a second, Eliza's just joining. Hi, Eliza.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I was just talking about the Lockbit ransomware attack on the Royal Mail, which may or may not actually be Lockbit, the normal group behind the Lockbit ransomware, because their their toolkit was leaked on Twitter last year, so it may be somebody else. So if it is some other group that is actually responsible for this particular attack, the reason behind it may well be just disruption and destruction rather than actual extortion, because the link to the ransomware negotiation site apparently points to the normal Lockbit ransomware negotiation sites. So don't know what's going on with that one, and we will keep an eye on it and let you know if we find anything else. So yesterday we talked about, in fact, was it yesterday? That could have been the day before. Various things Microsoft have come to the end of their life. There was an end of era. Windows 7 and Windows 8 are no longer with us. Microsoft have published a reminder today that Exchange Server 2013 reaches end of support on April the 11th, 2023. So appreciating that migrating Exchange servers isn't necessarily the easiest thing in the world, and the potential for disruption and so on and so forth pretty high. So if you haven't already planned to migrate off and you're still running Exchange Server 2013 on your own servers on-prem or your own servers in the cloud or wherever it is, strongly recommend that you migrate now, or you start your project to migrate now, because the likelihood of getting security patches beyond that date is fairly low. Hackers have been seen to be using exploiting a critical vulnerability in Control Web Panel, which I used to know of as CentOS Web Panel. It's got a CVE number of 2022-44877, and it's got a criticality score of 9.8, so pretty serious. It allows the attacker to execute code remotely without authentication. There are patches available, so if you are using CentOS Web Panel, or as it's now known, Control Web Panel, you should seriously have a look at patching and upgrading ASAP, because the exploits are out there and they are being used in the wild. And a final thing from me is that there have been an increase in the number of Trojans that that are polyglots, so basically written in more than one language, so that they all run using different components on your system. So polyglot MSR MSI/jar and cab/jar files, mainly to avoid detection from security tools. So the operators of, I think there's STR-RAT, so would that be string rat? I'm not sure. And Ratty are now have been rebuilt. Seeing as those are quite old, the fact that they can still bypass a lot of anti-malware detection using this polyglot approach is fairly impressive. However, they do get identified, and as always, the more people upload things to VirusTotal, the more stuff gets generally known about. I've always been of the opinion that even if you get one suspicious or malicious hit against all 70 or so that VirusTotal use, it's probably something that needs further investigation. So that was it. Watch out for polyglot malware. Eliza, over to you.
Hi. Okay, so I've just got a couple of quick ones here. So Microsoft is saying that Cuba ransomware threat actors are hacking Microsoft Exchange servers that are unpatched against a server-side request forgery vulnerability. The way that there's a long article which we are going to post, but the crux of it is they're advising that anyone using Microsoft Exchange servers needs to prioritize a patch against CVE 2022 41080. That's the only way to block Cuba ransomware attacks and also Play ransomware attacks. So a couple of things that are happening in the wild there that can be blocked with that one patch. So Microsoft are asking that people prioritize it. Oh my god, I sound so ill. There's a Android TV box that is widely available on Amazon and AliExpress and loads of different places. A Canadian cybersecurity dude, what's his name? Daniel Milisic. I need to remember that name because he seems pretty cool. Has identified that these Android TV boxes come preloaded with persistent, sophisticated malware baked into the firmware. So that's pretty nasty, right? The guy who found it has created a script and he's put some instructions that are in this article, by the way, of how to nullify the payload, and it will stop it from reaching out and stop it from C2. So it reaches its command and control server. Sorry, I know I sound awful. The device that this write-up is about is a T95 Android TV box. It has an all-winner T616 processor. I mean, that's very detailed, so that's awesome. So I guess all you need to do if you've bought your TV off of Amazon or AliExpress is to just check if it's that. If it's not, move on with your day. This script is on GitHub and he's gone through exactly what you need to do with it. So that's pretty cool. And that's from Daniel Milisic. Might have butchered his name, but a cool guy called Daniel. That's me. I'm done.
Fantastic.
And have a lovely day.
So yeah, thank you all for listening. We will speak to you on Monday. Have a good weekend.